Hi, in this video I will talk about Abasa Surah, frowned Surah. And the Surah uh, includes the example of Prophet, um, and then he selectively mentioned religion, and based on their, you know, let's read it to understand it better. In the name of God, most gracious, most merciful. He frowned and turned away when the blind man came to him. How do you know he may purify himself? Or he may take heed and benefit from the message. As for the rich man, you gave him your attention, even though you couldn't guarantee his salvation. So it seems like the rich man is not very interested in to the religion, but he prefers giving attention. Well, it's important not to emphasize the prophet name. So um, here the thing is, sometimes God asks um, people to inform them and let them know about the religion. However, here there is no powerful man, maybe there is only a rich man. So it's not as powerful as Para, and it doesn't have power to, to say people believe or not to believe. He doesn't have maybe that much power. So he's only rich here in this example. So once you make him believe, it will not really change the fate of society. He's just someone rich, not with a lot of power maybe. And is really reverent, you ignored him. Indeed, this is a reminder. Whoever wills shall take heed in honorable scriptures, exalted and pure, by the hands of the messengers, who are honorable and righteous. Woe to the human being, he is so unappreciative. What did he create him from? From a tiny drop. He creates him and designs him. Then he points out the path for him. Then he puts him into death and into the grave. When he wills, he resurrects him. So we see that in the Quran, God is quite confident and consistent. When he wills, he resurrects him. So we don't see hesitation in those expressions, and we don't see conflicts. And so that it shows that it proves that it's a word of God. He shall uphold his commandments. Let the human consider his food. We pour the water generously. Then we split the soil open. We grow in it grains, grapes and pasture, olives and palms, a variety of orchards, fruits and vegetables to provide life support for you, your animals, for you and for your animals. So it's important that if animals don't have food, then we cannot consume animals too. So the animals have to survive as well. Then when the blow comes to pass, that is the day when one flees from his brother. It's interesting. The 34 is somehow maybe related to the blind man example. So here frowned and turned away. So he avoids the blind man. Maybe he feels empathic. So we don't know that there's a prophet, frowned, or someone messenger. How do you know he may? So he's choosing someone, and people unfortunately avoid disabled people, but they are also potentially can be disabled. We cannot be sure about it, and God gave all of it for us. And so here, so he was, the escaping from the, blind man, but in fact, that's the day one flees from his brother, from his mother and father, and from his spouse and children. Each one of them on that day worries about his own destiny. So they are so much worried about it because this is the final thing. So they cannot change their behavior, and they feel it. They have something in it's their sense. They say like, oh, I did good or I didn't do good. So only good people so can join the heaven, and It shows that actually people can feel whether they are good or not, but they don't. If they are bad, they don't intend to. They don't like to think about it. They incline to ignore it and don't mention it. Some faces on that day will be happy, laughing and joyful. Other faces on that day will be covered with misery, overwhelmed by remorse. These are the wicked people. These are the wicked disbelievers. And that's all I want to say. Thanks for watching this video, and this is my interpretation. God knows better. Hope to see you in the next video.